Have you ever wondered why Israel and the Philippines have a strained relationship with China? Today we delve into the complex web of international relations that binds these three nations together. Understanding these dynamics is vital, as it not only influences their domestic policies but also shapes the global political landscape. We'll explore the roots of these tensions, the key events that have exacerbated them, and the potential paths towards reconciliation. In this video, we'll journey from the bustling metropolis of Beijing to the vibrant cities of Manila and Tel Aviv, exploring the intricate interplay of geopolitics and diplomacy. We'll examine the underlying factors that have led to these strained relationships, from territorial disputes in the South China Sea to the global power plays that ripple across continents. We'll also ponder upon the question: can this hatred by Israel and the Philippines against China ever truly cease? So buckle up and get ready for an enlightening exploration of international relations. Dive in with us as we unravel these intriguing international relations. What led to Israel's strained relationship with China? Well, to understand that, we must delve into the historical context of their relationship. Israel and China have had diplomatic ties for many years, but it hasn't always been smooth sailing. The relationship has been marked by periods of cooperation as well as times of tension and disagreement. One significant point of contention is China's stance on Israel's presence in the occupied Palestinian territory. China has consistently supported the United Nations General Assembly resolution on this matter, calling for the full implementation of the resolution and advocating for a two-state solution to the question of Palestine. This stance reflects China's commitment to international law and its belief in the necessity of a just and peaceful resolution to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. However, this position is not without controversy. Israel views China's stance as a challenge to its sovereignty and security. The tension is further exacerbated by China's growing influence in global politics, including its role as a permanent member of the United Nations Security Council. This tension is not just about politics, it also extends to the realm of public opinion. The support for the Palestinian cause in China may lead some in Israel to perceive China as an adversary rather than a friend. This perception, whether justified or not, can have serious implications for the bilateral relationship. Moreover, China's position on the Israeli-Palestinian issue is not the only factor contributing to the strained relationship. China's increasing global influence, its assertive foreign policy, and its strategic partnerships with countries that Israel considers adversaries all play a role in shaping Israel's perception of China. As we can see, geopolitical tensions and differing viewpoints shape this complex relationship. But is this tension inevitable, or is there a path to reconciliation? We'll explore these questions in the next scene. Stay tuned and keep wondering. Why is the Philippines' relationship with China turbulent? Well, let's dive into the heart of the matter. At the center of this tempestuous relationship lies the South China Sea, a body of water teeming with geopolitical importance and, unfortunately, a multitude of disputes. For years, the South China Sea has been the stage for territorial disagreements between China and the Philippines. These two nations, along with others, lay claim to various islands and resources within this sea. These territorial claims have been the catalyst for a series of standoffs and confrontations, turning the sea into a proverbial storm of disputes. One such incident involved a Chinese ship ramming a Philippine Coast Guard vessel in an act of aggression that sent shockwaves through the region. This incident, among others, has fueled the flames of tension between these two nations. The Philippines' response to these confrontations has been decisive and firm. Under President Ferdinand Marcos Jr., the nation has adopted a policy of transparency, exposing Chinese provocations to the world. This strategic shift has been seen as a pivot towards the West, particularly the United States, influenced by global events such as Russia's invasion of Ukraine. However, these incidents and the subsequent reactions have done more than just escalate tensions. They have shaped the Philippines' view of China and its stance on territorial rights. The nation has increased its military operations in the region and deepened its cooperation with the US, internationalizing the conflict and adding further complexity to an already intricate situation. Clearly, territorial disputes and escalating tensions contribute significantly to this strained relationship. But what does this mean for the future of these two nations? Can a path to reconciliation be found, or will the sea of disputes continue to churn? These are questions that we will explore in the coming scenes. Is China to blame for these strained relationships? China's actions and policies have certainly played a role in shaping the current landscape of its relationships with both Israel and the Philippines. In the case of Israel, China's support for the United Nations General Assembly resolution on Israel's presence in the occupied Palestinian territory has been a key point of contention. China's stance, advocating for a two-state solution, aligns with the majority of the international community. However, this position is in direct opposition to Israel's policies, creating a source of friction between the two nations. In the South China Sea, China's confrontations with the Philippines have escalated tensions. Incidents such as a Chinese ship ramming a Philippine Coast Guard vessel have not gone unnoticed. The Philippines' transparency in exposing these provocations has led to international criticism of China's actions. The response from the United States expressing support for the Philippines and criticizing China further strains China's relationships with both nations. These actions have undoubtedly influenced the perception of China in Israel and the Philippines. In Israel, China's support for Palestine in the UN resolution is viewed as anti-Israeli, leading to a negative perception of China. Similarly, in the Philippines, China's aggressive behavior in the South China Sea is seen as a direct threat to the country's sovereignty, fostering a sense of animosity. However, it's important to remember that these relationships are complex and multifaceted. While China's actions contribute to the tensions, other factors such as historical conflicts, geopolitical dynamics, and domestic politics also play a significant role. In the grand scheme of things, the question isn't whether China is solely to blame, but how these behaviors and policies contribute to the overall dynamics of these relationships. As we've seen, China's actions play a significant role in these strained relationships. How can these strained relationships be mended? A question that echoes in the halls of diplomacy and reverberates in the collective consciousness of nations. To find the answer, we must first understand that the path to reconciliation is often a winding one, fraught with challenges, yet always leading to the possibility of peace. Firstly, resolving the disputes between China and both Israel and the Philippines relies heavily on diplomacy and peaceful negotiations. It's not about who has the bigger stick, but about who can extend an olive branch. Negotiations may be long, they may be tough, but they are the first step towards resolving conflict. Creating an environment conducive to dialogue is crucial. This involves reducing hostile rhetoric, fostering understanding, and focusing on mutual benefits rather than zero-sum outcomes. A shift in perspective can help to de-escalate tensions and pave the way for productive discussions. The role of the international community in facilitating reconciliation can't be overstated. International bodies such as the United Nations can provide platforms for dialogue, mediate discussions, and help enforce international law. The global community can also encourage cooperation by fostering mutual interdependence through trade and cultural exchanges. However, it's important to remember that true reconciliation goes beyond resolving disputes. It involves building relationships based on respect, understanding, and mutual benefit. It's about acknowledging past mistakes, learning from them, and using that knowledge to forge a better future. While the road to reconciliation may be long and winding, it's always worth the journey. After all, in the grand scheme of things, we have more to gain from cooperation than from conflict. While challenges exist, there's always a path to reconciliation through dialogue and understanding. Let's hope that all the involved parties will choose this path and work together to build a more peaceful and prosperous world. So, why do Israel and the Philippines have strained relationships with China? We've traversed a vast landscape of global politics, from the intricate web of relationships with China to the issues that have sparked friction and the potential paths towards reconciliation. In our journey, we've discovered that international relations are far from simple. They are as deep as the South China Sea and as complex as the political consensus needed to solve the Palestine question. The strands of diplomacy, military power, and national sentiment intertwine to create a tapestry of tension and cooperation. We've seen how the Philippines has contended with territorial disputes and shifting alliances, and how Israel grapples with its position on the global stage. We've also delved into China's role and its interactions with these nations, which have been marked by both collaboration and conflict. Yet it's essential to remember each of these issues is a piece of a much larger puzzle. Understanding them not only provides insight into the relations of these three countries, but also sheds light on the broader canvas of international politics. We hope you've enjoyed this exploration of international relations. Don't forget to subscribe for more intriguing content and keep wondering. Don't miss out on future explorations and discoveries. Hit subscribe and ring the bell to stay updated with our new content. Your journey of wonder continues with every video. Stay connected and engaged on social media. Continue the conversation, follow us. Thank you for being a part of the Have You Ever Wondered community. Keep wondering, keep discovering. Until next time.